The reputation of McLaren Vale Shiraz is well documented, but to me the more interesting thing is why does Shiraz do so well in McLaren Vale? So I thought I'd have a chat with Simon White from Coriol Vineyards. He's the winemaker here. Shiraz, why does it have such a long history and why is it so good from here?
I mean, I guess it's just the part of the world that we're in. It's really about the soils, the air, the environment you're in. Here in McLaren Vale, it's a kind of warm climate relative to perhaps some of the Northern Hemisphere places, which are much cooler, and Shiraz thrives in that warmth. We have a long history of planting grapes in this part of the world. This used to be a lot of mixed farms, but as part of that was always grapes. And so even back in the mid-1800s, we were planting varieties such as Shiraz. It's found its niche in the ground and in the world here in McLaren Vale.
If there was an overall sort of picture, how would you paint it for McLaren Vale Shiraz?
I guess the one thing that's fantastic about McLaren Vale is the mid-palate, the texture, and then just those concentrated grape flavours. They taste like the berries do in the vineyard. So things such as blackberry, blackcurrant, and then on top of that some nice leather and tar and spice.
Well, let's put that to the test. What have we got here?
We've got some 04 Lloyd, which comes from our 1919 vineyard. So planted in 1919, and basically it sits in its own little groove. We don't do much to it, we prune it, we irrigate it a little bit, but it basically grows whatever crop it grows, and it just makes this amazingly concentrated wine. Oh,
fantastic. Let's have a look at this and see about that McLaren Vale mid-palate. Oh, that's fantastic. Wow, that's got an incredibly intense character. Look at the colour, number one, but also that nose.
But the other thing about it is that it's soft and generous, easy to drink, but still having plenty of tannin to give it some length and life. McLaren Vale basically had grapes planted from the mid-1800s. A lot of the French varieties came here because the explorers from mainland Europe, and so we have lots of old vine Shiraz. So there's plenty of Shiraz and Grenache in the district that's in excess of 100, 120 years of age.
Seems you've got a bit of an Italian sort of theme going here as well as Shiraz. So what's behind that?
There's golden opportunities with things like Sangiovese, Neradavla, Fiano, to introduce varieties that are more suited to the climate and will naturally maintain things like acidity and allow us to be less interventionist in our winemaking. So effectively trying to get what's in the grape all the way to the bottle without me interfering.
But still 50% of your production's Shiraz, so clearly the Shiraz is king in your mind.
Shiraz is king in McLaren Vale. I mean, Shiraz really is what McLaren Vale does best. You don't mess with them, you don't do anything, you just let them be, and they just produce this amazing, concentrated, complex, interesting fruit that turns into these great bottles of wine. We can stand in front of the rest of the world and say, well, here's the benchmark of a grape variety, and probably have a damn good argument, maybe even win.
Well, cheers to that. Certainly to McLaren Vale Shiraz, so cheers.